Hello, my friend. I am Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, and your companion on this journey. Tonight, I invite you to walk with me to explore a universe filled with mystery and danger. In this silence, let us step together, tracing the path long buried, and face the darkness that rises once more. I have fought for justice, stood against tyranny, and sacrificed everything for peace. But this time the enemy I face is not the Decepticons. Nor is it something I can defeat with a sword or plasma cannon. This time, I face something older than time itself. An unsettling silence has enveloped this world since Nick Morton vanished into the darkness. We believed that by defeating Amanet, balance would return. We were wrong. Arcee, Elita 1, Bumblebee, and I have been following the trail of destruction spreading slowly across Earth. Ancient cities are filled with whispers from the past. Graves that should remain undisturbed have been opened, not by human hands, but by a force beyond our understanding. Then a signal came. Not from humans, not from Cybertron, but from something far older. A call that only a Prime could hear. We arrived in the Mongolian desert, where a sandstorm swirled like a fury unleashed. In the heart of the storm, an ancient temple emerged, revealing dark corridors lined with inscriptions. Arcee activated her helmet lights, illuminating walls engraved with Cybertronian symbols. It was the language of the Primes. "How is this possible?" Elita 1 murmured. I stepped forward, my fingers tracing carvings that had been buried for thousands of years. The words inscribed resonated within my mind. A warning, long forgotten. Erebus Prime, the Wanderer of Darkness. He was the first to master the power between life and death. He never perished, only slept. I sensed something, an oppressive presence, like someone watching from the shadows. Bumblebee raised his blaster, Arcee and Elita 1 took their battle stances. Then, he emerged. Nick Morton. He was taller than before, leaner, and not entirely human. His eyes glowed with a pale green light. His tattered cloak billowed as if caught in an unseen wind.
Optimus, I have seen things that should never be seen.
I remained silent, watching him closely. Arcee kept her blaster ready, but I raised my hand, signaling her to hold fire.
I tried to escape, but I am no longer myself.
I stepped forward. Nick Morton, or whatever entity had taken hold of him, was something beyond even the knowledge of the Primes. He was not just a man chosen by Set. He was something more. And before I could ask further, the ground trembled. The temple walls cracked. A voice older than Cybertron itself, whispered into my mind. At last, I awaken. From the shadows, Erebus Prime arose. Erebus Prime was unlike any Cybertronian I had ever seen. He was massive, his body jet black with glowing ancient symbols. Large horns protruded from his helmet, and at the center of his chest spun a miniature black hole. A portal to another dimension. "You have waited too long," his voice echoed, cold and devoid of emotion. "Cybertronians have forgotten their true heritage. You wage wars, but I build eternity." I gripped my sword. Bumblebee stood beside me, while RC and Alita 1 formed a defensive line behind us. "We will not let you destroy this world, Erebus." He chuckled darkly. "I am not destroying this world, Optimus. I am merely reclaiming what is mine." Suddenly, Nick dropped to his knees, clutching his head as if battling something within. I knew what was happening. Erebus was trying to take full control of him. I couldn't let that happen. I attacked. I swung my sword, but Erebus raised his hand, creating a shield of black energy that halted my strike. Bumblebee fired his plasma shots, but the projectiles were pulled into the black hole in Erebus' chest. Alita 1 and RC flanked him, looking for an opening. But Erebus was too fast for a being of his size. He was not just a transformer, he was something beyond our reality. Nick screamed. His body began to change, his skin glowing as if forged in molten steel. He clutched his chest as though trying to destroy something within himself. I had to make a decision. I lunged at him, sword poised, but he caught it. He stared into my optics, and I saw a truth that had been hidden all this time. Nick Morton was not just a human chosen by Set. He was part of the Prime's forgotten legacy. He was Erebus's successor. And if I killed him now, I would destroy the only hope we had of ending this. I released my sword and said, "Nick, fight him." He looked at me, and for a moment I saw something within him. Clarity. Hope. He closed his eyes and unleashed a power even Erebus had not foreseen. A massive explosion tore through the temple. As the dust settled, Erebus was gone. But so was Nick Morton. I stood among the ruins, gazing at the spot where he had last stood. I wondered if I had made the right choice, or if this was only the beginning of something far worse. RC and Alita 1 approached. Bumblebee stood silently behind me. We all knew this wasn't over. I looked up at the sky. I knew that one day, Nick Morton would return. I didn't know in what form. I didn't know whose side he would be on. But I knew I would be ready. I am Optimus Prime. I have watched this world change time and time again. But this time, I sense that something far greater is coming. Sleep peacefully tonight, for we do not know when the darkness will rise again.